Hello, word nerds. Word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. My name is Spencer, and I have a guest today. Woo! Yay! You saw in the title. If you're watching the YouTube, you might have seen in the thumbnail somebody's picture right over here. And hey, it's the wonderful Josh Pilch. Now we have learned that Josh Pilch's camera has not been it's not recording very well today, so you won't get to see him if you watch the YouTube, but you will still get to hear him. So Josh has been working on a whole bunch of things. I'm sure he'll tell you more about those later, but we are here. He is here today because we have another they might be giants related word that we will get to later. But first, Josh, tell me more about yourself. Tell me what's going on with you. This is your time to speak.
Hey Spencer, it's great to be recording right here live in studio with you. Right along with you. It was great listening to what you just said. There was some really wonderful things you said that I heard and I'm responding to. And I just want to thank you again for having me back for yet another episode featuring a word that is also the title of a They Might Be Giants album. This one, of course, being Glean, which is a later era sort of They Might Be Giants album that people might not know about. Came out in 2015. I remember this album well because I was doing one of my first ever jobs at Augenblick Studios. I believe that was working on the first season of Adult Swim's The Jellies, cartoon series aptly created by Tyler, the Creator. A series which I would then go on to be the storyboard director for the second season, which was one of my first big TV directing jobs. And one of my first big jobs at Augenblick Studios, which I would then go on many years later to direct several projects for Weird Al Yankovic through Augenblick Studios, then go on to appear on podcasts like Dave and Ethan's 2000-inch Weird Al podcast, and This Might Be a Podcast, a They Might Be Giants podcast, where Spencer, you first heard me and had me come on for a They Might Be Giants related word episode. It was I think in the E's, it was else, I think, was my first time meeting you, and now look at this lovely tradition we have together. I'm going to be quiet now for a little bit, and I'll be back to discuss the first word.
And speaking of the first word is glauconite. Glauconite, Glauconite. It is a noun from 1836. It is a mineral consisting of a dull green, earthy iron potassium silicate occurring in green sand. Green sand? I have not heard of green sand. Well, maybe eventually we'll get to the word green sand. Let's see. Glauconitic. Glauconitic. That is an adjective. So it's a mineral. It's got this dull green color to it. That sounds kind of cool and earthy to me. So Josh, how does this word make you feel?
Ooh, boy, this is actually kind of a tough word for me to start with, to be honest. Because I don't know if you know this, but I'm not exactly human. I'm actually the alien offspring of the last scientists of the planet Glaucon, which exploded, but I got sent here in a little pod as a baby and raised by humans. Anyway, as a result, I have a deadly weakness to glauconite. So it's a little hard seeing this, but I'll get over it. Anyway, moving on. I know, of course, it's a tradition on the dictionary to always have a sound effect that we use to move on to the next word. And in my episode, Spencer, I'm sure you remember, I will always challenge myself to create a different sound effect for each word that correlates with a track from the They Might Be Giants album in question. So the first sound effect will come from track 1 on Glean, which of course is erase. And so the sound effect will go like this. Put, one, sidewalk, and return, next, first one, gone.
Wow. What a perfect sound effect, really. All right. The next word is glaucous. 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 Oh, Cous spells coos. It's like couscous. Oh, when I was a child, there was a commercial where people would say, somebody said, "I'm just a meat and couscous kind of guy." It was when couscous was really starting to get popular. All right, so glaucous, or maybe you could say glaucous. This is an adjective from 1671. Number 1A, it is of a pale yellow-green color. Ugh, a pale yellow-green color. My gut reaction is a little gross, but what else do we have? 1B, of a light bluish-gray or bluish-white color. Interesting. That's quite a different set of colors you got going on, glaucous. Number 2 is having a powdery or waxy coating that gives a frosted appearance and tends to rub off. A powdery or waxy coating that makes something look frosted and it often rubs off. What is this? Glaucousness is a noun. Let's see. Let's look at the etymology. This is from the Greek glaukos, which means gleaming or gray. Gleaming or gray. Well, we had a gray. We had the bluish gray. That was one of the definitions. But gleaming, well, there was the definition about it being frosted. And gleaming and frosted don't really seem to make sense to me. I'm just going to do a quick lookup of just the word glaucous, and let's see. It's showing maybe some grapes or blueberries. Yeah. So Josh, what do you think about this word?
Spencer, I think I actually use a different dictionary from you. And so I actually have a few more definitions of the adjective form of glaucous here. It says of a faded reddish purple color, or of a dulled indigo-ish blue color, or of a brownish green color. Can glaucous make up its mind what color it's supposed to be? Come on. Anyway, moving on. Our next sound effect based on the song "Good to Be Alive" from They Might Be Giants, Glean, and the sound effect goes like this. Boop 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 boop.
Well, those were some of my favorite boops. Thank you for that. I really appreciate those boops. Now, we have the first form of the word glaze. Glaze, this is the verb form. It's from the 14th century. We are starting with transitive. Number 1, to furnish or fit with glass. Just bring in some glass into the situation. Do you need some glass? Well, you whatever you need for, you gotta glaze it. You gotta glaze it. 2A, to coat with or as if with a glaze, and we'll talk about that form of glaze shortly. The example there is the storm glazed trees with ice. Ooh, it glazed trees with ice. Well, I imagine that's like giving this sort of shiny coating to. I wonder if this etymology is related to the previous word. To coat with a glaze or something like a glaze. And, speaking of trees glazed with ice, I love that look. I love when in wintertime and the snow and the maybe some rain and then freezing because it's wintertime. And then the trees they're just coated, glazed, you might say. I love that look. It's so interesting. Okay, now we have to be, to apply a glaze to, as in glazed donuts. Oh, I wish I had a glazed donut. I'm gonna glaze some donuts. Put a glaze on the donuts. Donuts, they need a glaze. We're gonna talk more about glaze. Number 3, to give a smooth, glossy surface to. That's really what a glaze is. Don't worry, we'll talk more about it shortly. A smooth, glossy surface. It's shiny, glossy, reflective, but it's smooth. Okay, now we have intransitive. Number 1, to become glazed or glassy, as in, my eyes glazed over. I just went, like, I can't pay attention anymore. I'm glazed over. I'm in another world inside of my brain. There's nothing happening behind my eyes. Number 2. Oh, also, to become glazed or glassy. I'm a donut, and I got glazed. You glazed me. I've been glazed. I am now in my true form of donuthood. Number 2, to form a glaze. Glazer, that is a noun. The etymology is actually from the Middle English word glasin or glass, which means glass. A smooth, shiny, reflective surface. It's like, it's like we're making a thing like glass, or we're literally bringing glass into the situation. Okay, hey, I have a guest here who is absolutely here at the moment right now talking to me. What are your thoughts about glaze, Josh?
There's now a popular slang term that is also a verb form of to glaze, meaning to excessively praise something. You'll see these kids on the internet being like, quit glazing, the movie, what's the movie people go crazy for? Quit glazing Superman 2. It's not as good as you say it is. You're glazing that movie because you love General Zod so much. And something I might glaze is donuts. Glazed donuts. I love donuts. I love, especially if anybody else is in New York City and feels like going down south, right here in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, we got Mike's Donuts, a family-owned business that's been in the neighborhood since the 70s. And in fact, I think the patriarch of Mike's Donuts, Mike, the original Mike, I think passed away last year. And there's a really lovely portrait of him now, a painting of him that's on display there by a local artist, and Instagram friend of mine named John Dello Ah. So definitely go visit Mike's Donuts and glaze it with abandon. And moving on now to our next sound effect, which will be based on track 3, Underwater Woman, and it goes like this. Wow,
what an accurate instrument sound that you just made. And how sweet it was. Sweet it was of you to mention a local donut shop that I cannot go to at the moment. That makes me very sad. Okay, now we have the second form of glaze. This is a noun from 1752. Number 1, a smooth, slippery coating of thin ice. Ooh, you gotta be careful on that thin ice. You might even call it black ice, where you can't see it so well, and you don't want to slip or make your card go slippery, sliding all over the place. That's very bad. But yes, it's a glaze. A glaze on the road, a glaze on the sidewalk. Keep an eye out for a glaze of ice. Also, keep your eyes out for a glaze of donuts. Number 2, A1. A liquid preparation applied to food on which it forms a firm, glossy coating. Ooh, yeah, I think we're talking about the donut glaze now. Anytime we can talk about donuts is a good time. Liquid preparation to make a firm, glossy coating. Just dip me in glaze. I would like to be glazed by glaze. All right, now we have 2A2. A mixture mostly of oxides like silica and alumina that is applied to the surface of ceramic wares to form a moisture impervious and often illustrious. No, not illustrious, just a lustrous or ornamental coating. All right, well, let's break that down again. So it's got silica and alumina and maybe other oxides. It's this mixture that you've put all these things together, or maybe you just bought it and somebody else mixed it, and you apply it to ceramics. Ceramics. Before, it doesn't say this, but before you cook it, I don't think that you'd ever do it after. I don't know. I'm not a ceramics expert, but I think often you do it before you cook it in the kiln, the Kiln, kiln, and it makes it impervious to moisture. So if you want your ceramic cup or bowl or something to be impervious to moisture, you have to make sure that it's completely coated in this glaze, and it often has a lustrous or ornamental coating, so maybe it just looks cool, looks interesting. Maybe it's a certain color or a blend of colors, or maybe it's got some sparkliness to it, which would be the ornamental. Have fun with the glaze. Okay? Just do that. Now, we have 2B. A transparent or translucent color applied to modify the effect of a painted surface. So you paint a surface, and then if you want to add something else, something a little extra, something fun, something, I don't know, glittery, then you could put a glaze over the painted surface to make it pop even more. Number 2C. A smooth, glossy, or lustrous surface or finish. It's just a glaze. And finally, number 3, a glassy film is a glaze. Just a thin coating of something on top of something else, and it's got that glassy, reflective shininess to it. So that's a glaze. All right, no more etymology because we already talked about it. But Josh, did you have any idea that glaze could be a noun?
Yes, Spencer, glaze sure can be a noun too. Can I just say it's great being here in the same room with you and being able to respond directly to everything you're saying. Well, guess we're moving on to the next word, which means it's time for the next sound effect based on Music Jail Part 1 and 2. So the sound effect goes...
Well, and now I feel like I'm in jail with the beautiful music from Josh's mouth. Thank you. Now we have the third form of glaze. This is an intransitive verb from 1601. This one is archaic, and the synonym is stare. Ooh. Well, you can't use it anymore, of course. Well, I think maybe this one turned into a different form, like glare, maybe, stare, glaze, like... Yes, actually, it says it's probably a blend of glare and gaze. So you're gazing at a thing, staring at it, but glaring as well, which we'll talk about later. Well, I guess we already did. It's just staring kind of harshly. And so they're like, well, let's combine the words. It's a glare and it's a gaze. It's a stare. It's a glaze. Josh, you say words now.
Not to be archaic, but quit glaring at me. And now the next sound effect, based on answer track 5. Um, hmm. This song towards the beginning, I don't know if I'm crazy, but I feel like I hear this weird like beep boop, just like for a second I hear this kind of electronic beeping happening in the background of the music, and it's like though every dream of a pony would end in tears, right around there. Beep boop. Maybe it's not even there, but that's going to be the sound effect now. Beep boop. Hold on. I got flat on that one. Let me try it again. Beep boop. That's better.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you corrected your beep boops, because we can't have off pitch beep boops. I can't live like that. I can't live in an off pitch beep boop world. And now we have the word glazed. Glaze with a D. This is an adjective from the 15th century. Number 1, covered with or as if with a glassy film, as in glazed eyes. Oh, I have a little bit of the glazed eyes. My sleep has been not great the last week or two, and I just would love to go back to sleep and just close my eyes, close my glazed eyes. Ah! Okay, number 2. It is marked by lack of expression. So, yeah, I think with the glazed eyes, that kind of implies that you are just sort of neutral. You're not feeling your emotions one way or the other, because typically when you do, and most people, we show that expression, we show those feelings on our face, especially with our eyes. But if you don't have so much of a feeling or expression, or if you don't have so much feeling going on in your head, and you're just kind of like, meh, I'm tired, I'm zoned out, then your face is going to show that. Can you show an expression but still have glazed eyes? Let's see. Can I glazed eyes? Let's go in the glazed eyes mode, and then smile. I still have glazed eyes. Oh, this is very awkward and weird. Okay, don't love that. So Josh, since you're not being recorded, your visuals are not being recorded because your camera's broken. People can't see you. Can you explain what your eyes are doing over there?
I'll tell you what, Spencer, sitting here listening to your definitions of these words in the dictionary, the last thing my eyes are doing are being glazed over. I am riveted in this moment. And therefore, it is time for the next sound effect. Based on track 6, I can help the next in line. So the sound effect goes like this. Well,
to be clear, that was not Josh having a stroke. Good. I hope so, at least. No, that was his sound effect. That was a wonderful sound effect, Josh. Thank you very much. Now we have the word glazier or glazier, spelled Glazier. It is a noun from the 14th century. This is one who sets glass. They're putting the glass in the thing. You need some glass? You want to glaze a thing? Well, call up your glazier. Glaziery, what is this word? Glaziery or glaziery. That is a noun. Josh, where should I go?
Get thee to the glaziery. And now the sound effect based on track 7. Madam, I challenge you to a duel. Do 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 do.
So many do's. So many do's. Now we have the word glazing. Noun from the 15th century. Number 1, the action, process, or trade of fitting windows with glass. Oh, maybe the glazier is doing glazing. They probably went to a trade school or something to know how to fit glass. Number 2A, the synonym is glasswork. 2B, the synonym is glaze. Now, because this is the noun, that would have been the noun, so all those different types of nouns. We got glassy things and thin ice and glassy films and, of course, glaze on a donut. Oh. Number 3, transparent material, like glass, that is used for windows. So just any transparent material that may or may not be glass that is used for windows so you can see through them. It's got to be transparent for you to see through. That is all called glazing. What was that quote? What was that quote from? This is going way back. Ace Ventura. Let's see. Ace Ventura. It's like double glazing, I think is what he says about the door. Quote about double glazing. I remember that. So, when we think about, okay, what does that mean? That means, I think it's got two panes of glass or whatever that transparent material is. If it's not glass, it's some sort of, I don't know, plastic or whatever. And, okay, what does he say? This is a double pane. Oh, wait, does he even say? No, I thought he said double glazing. Now this is saying he did not say glazing. This is a double-pane soundproof glass. There is no way that neighbor could have heard Roger Podactor scream on the way down with that door shut. The scream she heard came from inside of the apartment before she was thrown over the balcony, and the murderer closed the door before he left. And then he does this amazing thing where he goes, ah, ah, ah. I'm doing a different sort of sound that he did because he was very loud. Anyway, I thought it said glazing in that thing. Why did I have that memory? I just know glazing so well, I guess. Okay. Josh, you say the word glazing.
Glazing. I don't know what else to say. We've just done a million glaze-related things, and I don't know. I don't know that I'm going to start using the word glazing in the place of glasswork. If I see like a nice bong, I'm going to be like, nice glazing, dude. Actually, maybe I will start doing that. I don't see a lot of bongs in my life, though, to be completely honest. Anyway, next sound effect based on track 8, End of the Rope. What does that go? Where's the end of the rope go? Dun, 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 dun. There we go.
Yay! You figured it out. Next, we have GLBT, all caps. This is an abbreviation for gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender. Now, this does not have a year associated with it. This one's a little bit different to me. Josh, how do you feel about the order of these letters?
GLBT. Now, this is very interesting because obviously, while I'm more familiar with saying LGBT or the even more inclusive LGBTQIA plus, I never see the G go first. And I think this is the patriarchy asserting itself in a expressly non-patriarchal system, one might think. For someone to look at LGBT and say, let's get the gay men to the beginning. The lesbians have had it too good for too long being at the beginning of the acronym. Time for GLBT. Come on, we're starting. This is no good. This is no good. Let's gender, sexuality, everybody, let's all express ourselves. I'm also creating a controversy that this abbreviation may not be creating. I'm just not used to seeing it in this order is what I'm saying. Okay, anyway, next sound effect. All the lazy boyfriends. And I feel like that starts kind of like boop,
Ba, 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 indeed. Indeed, Josh. Now we have the first form of the word gleam with an M at the end. Gleam. This is a noun from the 15th century. Number 1A. A transient appearance. I think I need to move the book up so I can see these letters better. Better letters. Okay, a transient appearance of subdued or partly obscured light, as in the gleam of dawn in the east. That's where the sun comes up, in the east. But it's subdued, partly obscured, the gleam of dawn. It's like the sun, maybe it's below the horizon, so we're just getting a little bit, but then maybe as it comes up, we're getting a little bit more, and then maybe it's behind all of that haze from all those many, many miles away. It's being sort of obscured. Just a gleam of dawn. Next is 1B1. A small bright light. A small bright light, as in the gleam of a match. Well, yeah, that's a pretty small light. It's a very tiny little flame. Just gives off a little bit of light. And it's pretty bright because it's a flame. A flame! Next is 1B2. The synonym is glint, as in a gleam in his eyes. Boy, we got eyes came back. A glint in his eyes, a gleam in his eyes. Why would he have a gleam in his eyes? He's like, I know something you don't know. Number 2. A brief or faint appearance, as in a gleam of hope. Oh, we were playing a sportsy game, and the person is kicking the ball to the goal, and they may get the goal, get it in to tie up the game. Oh, we have a gleam of hope. Oh, and then they tripped and fell on their face. Our gleam of hope is gone. Fix your face. Next we have, not next. Gleamy. Gleamy, that is an adjective. So, etymology time. This is from the Old English gleim, akin to the Old English gliolu, which means yellow. And there's more at the word yellow. And I don't remember if it was before or after this episode because I have recorded ahead, but this etymology comes up a bunch, and I don't know why. But yellow, gleam, sun, it's probably something like that. And throughout this episode, I just can't help but stare into those big, beautiful pools of azure just staring back at me through a camera and a monitor. So Josh, please tell me more about your eyeballs.
As I'm sitting here listening to you speak, Spencer, my eyes aren't glazed over at all. In fact, if you look closely, there's a gleam in my eye because I'm so impressed and so taken by this whole ordeal, this whole dictionary ordeal. I feel positively gleamy. Not gloomy, but gleamy. Yes. Sound effect time. Based on track 10, Unpronounceable, my favorite track on the album. And there's a great sort of middle 8 section where the music comes on and off real fast, and it kind of sounds like this. It's like
Okay, so that might actually be Josh having a stroke. I will definitely send an ambulance over just as soon as we're done here. Not now, not before that, just when we're done. I'll send an ambulance. All right, now we have the second form of gleam. This is a verb from 1508, starting with intransitive. Number 1, to shine with or as if with subdued, steady light or moderate brightness. Gleaming, maybe the match is gleaming, the sun is gleaming, maybe even the moon is gleaming. Number 2, to appear briefly or faintly, as in, a light gleamed in the distance. Just what is that gleam? I am trapped in a desert. I am all dehydrated, and I see, what is that? A gleam in the distance. It makes me excited. Maybe I have a gleam of hope with a gleam in the distance. What is that light shining? I haven't seen it until now. Maybe it's a mirage. Mirage, aka hallucination. Okay, next is transitive, which is to cause to gleam. To cause to gleam. For more synonym information, go see the word flash. All right, we talked about the etymology already. And Josh, other than being picked up by my ambulance, what will you be doing after this recording?
Yes, Spencer. Gleam sure is also a verb. Well, anyway, moving on to the next sound effect, which of course is going to be based on track 11 of Glean, Hate the Villanelle. So the sound effect will be like, ha, 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 ha.
But who is the villanelle? Think about that one. Now we have the word glean, Glean. It is a verb from the 14th century. We are starting with intransitive. Number 1, to gather grain or other produce... Nope. Words are hard. To gather grain or other produce left by reapers. Ooh, reapers like cutting down things. I guess that must be it, because then, yes, there would be produce or grain left by them. And so then you are gathering it up. You are gleaning it. I am very curious about the etymology. This is not how I think of the word glean. Number 2, to gather information or material bit by bit. Just a little bit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Glean up some information and data or data. But you're not getting it all at once. You're just like, oh, I got this over here, and then a little bit later I get that over there. That's a bit there. That's a bit there. Look at all of these bits of information. Now I have enough. I have 8 of them. I can now make a byte. Holy crap, I got 1,000 of those. That's a megabyte. I have gleaned a megabyte worth of information. Okay, so it's so we can see now that it was about gathering the grain or the other produce, and then we're like, well, what if we just talked about gathering information? We can still use the word glean there, right? Can't we? Yes, we can, of course. Okay, now we go to transitive. Number 1A, to pick up after a reaper. Reaper does their thing. You go do your thing. Maybe you're a gleaner. Number 1B, to strip as a field of the leavings of reapers. We've got a lot of reaper talk here today. This is Reaper Talk with Spencer and Josh. So the reapers leave stuff behind. We know that. We have learned that, of course. And it's in a field. They have left stuff in a field. They're like, we just love cutting things down. Look at all of this cutting we're doing. Cut, cut, cut. We're reaping, but we don't want to pick it up. We just do the cutting. We love cutting all day long. That's our job. We get paid to cut things, and you can pick it up. Thank you. Then yeah, you gotta go pick it up. You gotta go glean all of that stuff. Is it grain? Is it produce? Sure. Okay, now we have number 2A. To gather as information bit by bit. So we already heard this. One was intransitive, one was transitive. Not sure what the difference is. Next is 2B. To pick over in search of relevant material. Oh, so you're like, I'm trying to find the things that I need. Maybe there's a bunch of buttons. Maybe there's a bunch of buttons. And you're like, I need to find the right button. I got to glean through all of these other buttons just to find the right button. Where's that button? I know I had that button. Come here, button. You're a cool button. I need to put you on a thing so I can button the thing, and it's got to look the right way. So where's that button? We have an actual example. Gleaning old files for information. Oh, where's that information? I know I put it in one of these files somewhere. Now I got to glean it. Ah, crap. Number 3, the synonym is find out. So we've got gathering things up. We've got a bunch of definitions about that. We've got going through information, going through stuff to find what you want. And then finally, we have find out. That's the synonym. Interesting 2-word synonym. So once you find it, you're like, oh, I got it. I know it. I found it out. I gleaned it. Gleanable is an adjective and gleaner is a noun. Let's see. Oh, it's etymology time. What do we got? We got from the Lower Latin glenare, which is of Celtic origin, akin to the Old Irish doglen, D-O-G-L-E-N-N, the glen part of that mostly. And that word means he selects. He selects, so choosing, not about gathering, but selecting and choosing. Interesting. Okay. So Josh, where are we?
And here we are. We've made it to Glean, the namesake word for the title of the They Might Be Giants album that brought me here. We always learn that I don't know, they come up with these album titles that are so interesting, and Glean is such a kind of a dense word when I look at all of these definitions. A lot more references to reapers than I would have thought. So I thought maybe I would read for this part, just to add to its density. I'll read what They Might Be Giants wrote about their album Glean when it came out. They wrote, "What is Glean? It's more than a feeling. It's more than a telephone. It's more than the slow tapping on your living room ceiling coming from the apartment with the people that no one has ever seen. What is Glean? You might find Glean when you're all alone or in a crowded room. You might find Glean taking a long walk all alone or taking a long walk in a crowded room. It's more than songs. It's more than howling, howling, howling at the empty night sky. Glean is nouns and salutations and words and sounds all mixed together to create a blinding light. So bright you'll never even see it coming. There is no warning. Glean doesn't need friends. Glean is taking a long walk in a crowded room. Talk to Glean. It's been calling and it misses you." And now for the next sound effect based on track 12, I'm a Coward. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum.
Okay. Our next word is gleanings. Gleanings. Noun from the 15th century. It is things acquired by gleaning. Oh, it's so close to cleaning. When you clean things, do you gather things up and then you have cleanings? But this is gleaning with a G because, of course, we're in season 7 of the podcast, The Dictionary. That's the G season. Okay, so gleaning. Look at all of that grain and produce I picked up from the reapers. I got gleanings. You reapers, you don't have any gleanings. All you did was cut stuff, and I gathered it. So, Josh, I would like you to not say a thing about this word gleanings, and for the sound effect, I will go, Josh, Josh, Josh. Now we have, this is our last word. It's glebe, Glebe. It's a noun from the 14th century. Number 1 is archaic, and the synonym is land. But specifically, a plot of cultivated land. So not just any old piece of land out there that's just growing on its own, growing stuff, being a little environment for critters. No, it's cultivated. So humans have worked on it in some way. Number 2, land belonging or yielding revenue to a parish church or ecclesiastical benefice. So the church or the ecclesiastical benefice owns this land, and they get revenue from that somehow. I don't know how. Maybe what are they doing? Maybe it's a garden and they're growing stuff. They're growing the produce, and then somebody comes to reap it down, and then the gleaner comes in to glean it, and then they have gleanings, and then they sell the gleanings from the glebe. The etymology says this is from the Latin, what is that? Gleba? Gleba, which means clod or land. Clod or land. Josh, anything to say about glebe?
You kids stay off my glebe! And now, we obviously don't need any more sound effects, but there's 3 songs left on the album. They are Let Me Tell You About My Operation, and the eponymous Glean. So I'll make one big sound effect that's based on all 3 of those songs. And
Well, thank you for getting the rest of those in there. That is, I was going to feel unfinished otherwise, to be honest. All right, it's word of the episode time. Today we had glauconite, glaucus, glaze, glazed, glazier, glazing, GLBT, gleam, gleam, glean, gleanings, and glebe. And my eyes are a little glazed by reading all of those words. Josh, what do you pick? Because you are the guest today. You are required very much to pick a word of the episode. What do you pick?
My choice for word of the episode, unsurprisingly, is glean. And here is my original song about the word glean. If you can glean, they reap the grain from the ground. Grain from the ground. If you can glean, there's glaucus, glaziers, and gleam, and nothing is cool.
Nothing is cool, which, of course, means that everything is cool, including me and you. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show today. This was such a wonderful live experience that we scheduled to do together because our lives totally allow that. And I would love to know, and I think the people listening and possibly watching would also love to know, what do you have to plug? What do you got going on? Tell us about your life, everything about your life.
Thank you so much for having me back, Spencer. I of course, as you know, am your friend, Josh Pilch. And, I hope some of your listeners might look and try to follow me on the internet at The Josh Pilch Show. I might even start having a store for my artwork. And I'm also animating on some upcoming animated series, such as the all-new City Island USA, a spinoff of the PBS Kids series City Island. You should take a look at that. And gosh, what else do I want to plug? Oh, I have my own podcast called Big Town Improv, where I do improv with my partner, Jesse Moriarty. We have even a Patreon. You can listen to the show for free, or you can support us at patreon.com/bigtownimprov. Spencer, it's been so great being here in the room with you, hearing everything you're saying, responding to it, talking about Glean. And I just, I wish you well. And I hope that we get to do this again in the future, exactly like this. Farewell.
Thanks again to Josh and also to you, my listeners, my watchers. You can watch this on YouTube. You can listen to this on all of the probably major podcast places. Feel free to write a review, write a comment, and what are the other things? Buy some merchandise. There's a link in the show notes. Join the Patreon. Most importantly, for only $1 a month, you will get early episodes. You can call the Google Voice number, 917-727-5757. Leave a voicemail. I will listen to it, and I will probably put it in an episode if you're okay with that. You can email me, dictionarypod@gmail.com. Send me an email. Tell me what's going on in your life. Tell me about something that you thought about this show, something that I said. Argue with me about something, and I'll say, okay, thanks for your opinion. Now I know it. Social media @dictionarypod. My personal is @speedjampar, which I don't do a lot, but I do a little bit. I think those were all the things. Please, everybody, give a round of applause to Josh Pilch for coming on the show. And, I'm sure he'll be back. Until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.